G'day everyone, this is a Hare Forbes AL-60M lathe that I've had now for, it's coming up to nearly 7 years. It's done everything that I wanted to do. It's a 10 by 22 lathe, made in China of course. I did a video a few years ago on some modifications that I've done to this lathe, and I've done a few more, so I just thought I'd update it. It's got the QCTP quick change tool post. Made this handle that sits up there all the time. Made that handle. I've got the swarf collector here, which now I wouldn't be out of. A lot of people have asked me what this little button is when I've been posting up YouTube videos, and I know the occupational health and safety people might have a heart attack when I tell them, but this used to have the cover, the metal plastic cover that came over here, and when you lifted it up it would automatically turn the lathe off. Now I suffer from a bit of a crook back, and my lathe is higher than a lot of other people's lathes. I'm just going to go walk out and get a tape measure with one hand. I'll try and open up the tape measure. Might get a bit wacky there for a while, sorry guys. But I'll just show you the weighs on mine is just under 1200 millimeters, which is about 47 inches. Now that's probably high for a lot of people, but for me it's fantastic. And that button there, I'll just turn the lathe on. So if I'm turning, I've usually leaning against here with one hand, and all I've got to do to turn the lathe off, touch that button. I've got so used to doing that. I know it's reaching out over a chuck, and I know people shouldn't be doing that, but it's my lathe and it just works for me. I couldn't live without this button now. Turned up an aluminium button and put it on there. I'll just show you again. So turning, want to turn the lathe off, bang. It just works for me. Again, it probably wouldn't work for 99% of the population out there, but it works for me. Got the carriage stop here. This is something I've done recently, and I wish I'd done this years ago. Everyone to know that you usually have the ubiquitous Allen key to lock the carriage down. Why I didn't make one of those years ago, I have no idea. Best thing I've ever done. Also did this the other day. This is just stuck on with a block magnet like this. Fairly large, strong block magnet. Just stuck on the ways. It's got one small hex-headed bolt in here. So if I want to take this off, I just take that one bolt off. But just turn it on. There we go. It's unreal. I make a lot of like things like cone pulleys and things like that. It's just great. I don't know how I lived without it. One of the best things I've put on the lathe. I'd like to put one this way, which I wouldn't have a clue if that was X, Y or Z, so I won't even pretend to fake it. But one day I'll put another one on this way, and there'll be my cheap as chips DRO. The other one that I've had on for ages, which I wouldn't be without either, is the cheap tailstock DRO. Zero that. this is just fantastic. Wouldn't be without that either. Oh yeah, I made that up not long ago either, to lock the quill in for that. It's all these little things that you can do to make these lathes just that much more friendly. To lock the tailstock, I've got one of these. It's on there permanently. It's one of these ring spanner things that you can get from the $2 shop. To lock it in, all I've got to do is flick that lever. Tailstock's locked. Flick the lever the other way. Tailstock's unlocked. I've seen a lot of people come up with a lot more complicated ways to lock the tailstock in, but for me this was just like 5-second job. I've got a no lock washer on there, so again, flick that lever down, tailstock's locked, flick that lever off, unlocked. It's easy, and I put a large plastic black ball on the end. Perfect for me. That's about all I've done, besides what nearly everyone does. Put some brass handles on here. Found an old large brass bolt that I cut in half on the bandsaw, and I stuck that on there just as mucking around, but put that on. There's your lock nuts in and off. Just something cool to muck around with. I'd like to upgrade this when I get some time. I put an extra, drilled a hole through here, put an extra hex-headed bolt in there so I can lock that down. So that's off. Turn that, lock it in, locked. All in all, I've been really happy with this lathe. It's again, it's done everything that I've ever wanted to do. I've got hundreds of hours on this. Just show you. I still use the 4-way tool post. I've got the knurler, scissor knurler on here, and also a boring bar. And it's only about a minute to take this off and put the 4-way on for the boring bar or to knurl, and they're set at the right height. It's already shimmed up, so that's still good to use. Alright, hope you've enjoyed this little update and run through on my lathe, and happy turning to everybody. Enjoy your sheds and your workshops out there, guys. Bye for now.